Mr. Shailesh Pathak. He is an architect, urban planner by profession and passion. Mr. Pathak is currently heading Urban Planning Division and Smart City projects at Growever Infra Pvt Ltd in Delhi. In the past, he has been associated with renowned firm and studio like LEA Associates, South Asia Pvt Ltd Delhi, Charles Benninger Architect Pune, and Archohm Consults-Noida. He has first-hand working experience on master plans, design, detailing, and management of prestigious projects of national and international importance like Smart Cities Mission for Warangal Smart City, Kohima Smart City, Aizawl Smart City, Urban Redevelopment of Tajganj Area, Agra, precinct around Taj Mahal, local area plan and town planning scheme in Dehradun and Srinagar, under AMRUT scheme, IIT Hyderabad housing, and many more such projects. Apart from his profession, he has selfless passion and a special interest in mentoring and guiding young professionals and students with experience of the professional and academic world. He has conducted various workshops on architectural and planning tools and techniques in various institutes across the country and has also presented talks and topics like urbanism and spatial planning, resilient cities and smart cities, etc. Let's welcome Mr. Shailesh.
So as we can understand that the theme of the webinar is designed that make Indian cities smart. So first, let me introduce myself and my company. I have Ms. Anchal, she gave a description about me or my journey to throughout architecture and planning career or passing, you can say. And this is introduction about my company, Growever Infra Pvt Ltd, which I'm associated with. I'm heading, as Ms. Anchal described, that I'm heading the architecture and urban planning division, and I also work specially on smart city project in this firm. And today's topic which I like to elaborate on would be how do we make Indian cities smart, and the three method or the factor which I have chosen to respond to it is number 1, response, number 2, retrofit, and number 3, reimagine. So you can sum it up as the triple R factor, RRR factor of designing an Indian smart city in India. And as we all know, that smart city or a city that is smart, let's not sum it up as smart city, because if we call it as if we sum it up as smart city, we may get diverted towards the smart city missions, the 100 smart cities which are going on in India. So before coming to that, let's come to what is a city which is that is smart. So I would briefly sum it up as a smart city can be a city which is solution oriented, which is responsive to its needs and future, considering its future responsiveness. It should be sustainable, it's resilient to current scenario. So some factors which can describe a city which is smart. I have an image which was published in Economic Times, somehow showing the perception of an smart city. I don't know how many of us will agree to it, that a smart city is something which has all the facilities and tall towers and buildings, and you have metros and all. I doubt whether we can consider it as a smart city. But yes, calling yourself smart, you need all smart solutions. Further, the goal of smart city is always to optimize city function and promote economic growth while improving the quality of living of citizens using smart technologies and data analysis. And what do we achieve by smart city is relationship between public and private sectors should improve, and it should create and maintain a data-driven environment outside local government remit. So throughout my presentation, I'll explain how do we achieve this, or how I have through my journey in smart cities, 3-4 smart cities which I have worked on, how do we have try to maintain that. So before beginning into the project which I have worked upon, I'll just sum up that the concept of smart city in India started in the year 2015 in the name of Smart City Mission. But before that, we had other schemes which were already which were implemented to make the city smart. Now here we can understand the smart city mission for the 100 smart city and approach or schemes which were taken up for making a city smart. So JN and URM was one of the mission where we had lots of fund being poured in to uplift the face of a city. If I think most of us must have seen the JN and URM buses flying in the cities and some housing units and all provided under that scheme. Then we have a very good scheme again, which is still continuing, AMRUT, which is Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, and 500 cities and ULB, urban local bodies with population of 1 lakh or more were chosen, and funds were provided by government to uplift themselves and through various various fields of urban development requirements, which was like providing adequate water supply, septic system, reform management, capacity building, green space, stormwater drainage, and improving urban transport. So before Smart City Mission itself, we had good number of schemes and procedures which were already implemented to uplift the face of a city or to improve the living lifestyle of a citizen. And these are certain factors which is closely working in the current Smart City Mission, which is like Hriday Amrut, Digital India, Swachh Bharat Mission, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Make in India. All of them come together and collaborate to help smart city come to a phase which it deserves or it wants. Yes, in the current smart city, like as you can see, the smart city is already into its 6 or 7 years of existence, and the factor which it started was sustainability, efficiency, people, and security. And why I have a page with the newspaper clipping where awards, it's just to make you understand the aspect or the stream in which the smart city works, and now certain cities have been awarded based on that. So health is one of them, governance is one of them, conservation of heritage is one of them, clean energy, restoration of natural heritage like water bodies, bio remuneration and biomining, municipal waste management. So such factors have been considered to make smart city is being practiced in India. So coming to my first topic, which is how do we respond to the requirement of the smart city. So I think through this picture we can see that in a neighborhood what all can be a requirement, or what this is one of the smart city proposal which try to address the issues in an urban area where the river is flowing, so riverfront development may be required. There is a commercial block which is proposed. There is education complex. There is multi-level car parking which will be required because of all this development. There is this cultural center, and there are some old structures which need to be retained. And how does the smart city mission respond to the requirement of the cities? The first thing is that you need to create awareness in the city. How do you the requirement for the city? How can you change the face of the city, or how can you address to the sustainable goal of a city? To how can you help a city to achieve the sustainable goal? There were a number of challenges which were initiated by Smart City Mission in collaboration with various organizations like Cycle for Change, encouraging people to use cycle, and Street for People, where the entire street was pedestrianized, or streets were kept reserved for pedestrian activities, or where people were encouraged to use street and minimize vehicular or some kind of modes which are responsible for pollution and others. Then there were other framework assessment which were like climate smart cities assessment framework. Then nurturing neighborhood challenges. So through these challenges and features, our smart city mission or the government took initiative, provide awareness among citizens, and which had a good response. As in the images you can see one of the project where we worked on, the entire city, the street in Kohima was reserved for street activities. People were encouraged to utilize the street for on-street shopping and food culture. The vehicular access was diverted. And similar image in the lower side, you can see it's of Pune, where the school children and people were encouraged to use the street in, by restricting vehicular movements and all. And the government equally encouraged by rewarding cities which had the best performance in these challenges. Similar challenge was Cycle for Change challenge, and you can see that this was one of the project I worked on in Warangal, where the concept of providing designated cycle track was taken up, and people were encouraged for cycling. We can also see the cycle track also in a sense which we did not even imagine that it will act as for disabled friendly feature also. Then same thing in Kohima. Kohima is in hill state of northeast state of Nagaland. And so how do we encourage cycling in hill cities? So the Kohima Smart City came up with smart concept of dirt biking and providing uneven pump tracks in location to encourage people take up cycling and encourage or showcase the adventure side of the cycling. Then Smart City also worked towards the Smart City mission also worked towards the recent pandemic which we all went through, COVID-19. So the Smart City portal worked as a great tool for responsive actions against such pandemics, by providing events and tools to monitor or monitor the spread of the virus, or restricting the red zone. All this could be possible because these data were available on the Smart City portal. So these help in easy finding easy solutions for such challenges. Then second thing is the retrofit. We saw how do we respond to the challenges of the city. Second thing is, okay, you have the facilities available. It's not a challenge, but then it's getting old. It's not contemporary, not up to the present requirement. So how do you retrofit, or how do you bring them, make them update to the current scenarios? This is one of the project which we worked in Kohima as a part of Kohima Smart City, where we upgraded one of the most popular local ground. On the left side, I think you can see the image, the current scenario or the current condition before the Smart City project mission took it up for retrofitting and renovation. And the right hand side, you can see the proposal, which the construction has almost started. This is one of the projects which we took up in Warangal, retrofitting a regional library. On top, you can see the condition in which the library was. The users of library are decreasing day by day. People are not encouraged to use a library because of digital platform and all. And the building was lying different, So we came up with smart concept to highlight the building, to make it more attractive by providing some artworks on the facade without much investment, without much of time consuming hardcore facade upliftment or something. We came up with a solution that to make use of the existing building by retrofitting it, by improving the build structure of the existing building. And retrofitting, when it comes to retrofitting, yes, heritage is also part of the city which needs to be maintained. Heritages are our wealth, our which we need to carry forward and preserve it for our next generation. So maintaining heritage is also kind of initiative which has been provided in all the smart cities. Whichever smart cities have fall under heritage cities, they try to conserve and provide facilities, uplift the surroundings or present of the heritage structures. So this is how you have planter box, which also accommodates seating for public, and improving the road conditions by providing cobble blocks. And then third is, till now we saw response and retrofit, which were more towards a response towards the existing challenges. Now we'll go through Reimagine, where there may not be challenge, but then we have to reimagine the city. We have to provide uplift the first face of the city so that you feel that there's some kind of development in this. So this is one of the lake in Warangal Smart City, which we took up as a part of Warangal Smart City project. So in Warangal, there's a lake called Bhadrakali Lake, and throughout the lake precinct, as you can see, right hand corner, 2015 image, the lake was almost losing its area because of encroachment and unmonitored developments. The water level in the lake was constantly decreasing. So the first requirement was to conserve the lake, and that could have been done only by demarking the lake boundary and restricting any further encroachment. So the one which you can see in 2017, we started demarking the lake boundaries. In its existing situation, we provided a kind of bund. Now the bunds are areas which normally, once constructed, they lie unutilized or something, which it just act as a barrier between the water body and the city or local environment, you can see. So what we thought, we'll put the bund to positive use, and that's how on the left hand side you can see how we got into designing kind of park and pathways, walkways for citizens, and encourage them to use this walkways and pathways while bringing positive outcome to the waste bund. So as a part of the same project, you can see on the left hand top, that was the corner is the place where we have worked on, and this has been converted into the bottom three images are of the same place. In fact, even this one. So we have improved the greenery. We have provided pathways. We have encouraged plantations of flowering trees and plants, and provided pleasing environment to the citizens of the area. These are some of, again, upliftment project, beautification of cities and all, where junctions, traffic junctions or signals, eye traffic islands, uplifted by providing, plantations and horticulture works, landscaping works. So which gives a eye-pleasing view to the passerbys or commuters. Then coming to reimagination of, again, area which this at the left hand side, you can see it's the old secretariat in Kohima in Nagaland, and the plot was lying unused, with all negative dark activities taking place. Drug peddlers were accumulating there. So we identified the spot, and we chose it for upliftment and providing cultural and convention centers there. These are some images of indoor smart cities, which are not my works or our company work, which are part of smart city project. So I have just included them. This is for Coimbatore smart city, where the similar concept where what we used in Warangal smart city along the lake. They have also tried to demark the lake boundary and use it for public activities by providing jogging track and children's play area, and providing beautifications and seating spaces for people. Now, when we talk about materials and components which makes a city smart, so you would find such components now being widely used in India, where the encouragement of use of solar energy is there. So in form of a solar tree or solar shade, which act as a shade as well as provide energy from solar. So such kind of green energy concept or renewable energy concepts are being encouraged in smart cities. You have smart towers where all those junks, wires and all are minimized. You have all the facilities in one tower itself. You have Wi-Fi signal, you have street light, you have telephone networking system. So you have public announcement system. So everything is incorporated in just one single pole, and it just encourages minimize those wire overhead wiring and all those things. Thank you very much.